Hey everyone, you're listening to Party Time, My Golf Story with Kevin Walsh, and whatever special guest he has today, you can check me out on episode 9 of the podcast. Today I'm wearing Grayson clothes while I'm out practicing because I believe in look good, play good, and follow me on Instagram, Sophia Warren Golf, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers. And the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com. Now here's your host, Kevin Walsh.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the program. We have a good show for you. We're going to take a little different spin on things. We're going to take a deep dive into the science of growing grass, the economy or the agronomy of the golf course from somebody who knows it all too well. The Superintendent of Lakewood National Golf Club, 2 courses, the Piper course and Commander course. Joel Ehrhart is our guest today. Does a fantastic job. Anybody that's played Lakewood National Golf Club or who lives here, one only has to look out the back door to see how beautiful it is. It's always in mint condition. It's always tournament ready. Greens are fast. Fairways are pure. It's good stuff. So what's the magic behind it all? And have you ever wondered, what exactly is that cut on the green? What are those holes? Why do we do this? What is the proper way to fix a ball mark? Why do we fill in divots with sand instead of replacing the divot? Some of you may know this, and if you know that, you're going to feel double smart for doing it. But if you never knew for sure, you're going to feel a lot smarter for the conversation because we're going to do a Q&A with Joel Ehrhart, the Superintendent of Lakewood National Golf Club. Before we go any further, just a couple housekeeping things. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, would you do that? Because that matters to our sponsors and the bean counters. It's as simple as just doing it. When we started this podcast almost 2 years ago, we thought if we could get 100 subscribers, it'd be worth it. We now have some 14,000. And that's because people like the stuff that we talk about and the guests that we bring on board. If you don't have Party at your golf course and you would like to get it, Paradise Craft Distributor is the exclusive distributor of Party in the state of Florida for golfers, by golfers. Stop drinking beer on the golf course. Drink something that sings to you, made for you by true golfers. Party drinks, transfusion, far and away. Number one, get in touch with Paradise Craft Distributors. And if your goal is to live in a golf course resort community like Lakewood National Golf Club, where this podcast originates from, then nobody better than Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro from suncoastdreams.com, a division of fine properties in the greater Sarasota area. It is absolutely a buyer's market, folks. So if you want to get in the door, now is a great time. Homes for sale, townhouses for sale, verandas, condos. Gene and Vince have it covered, and they know the golf scene better than anybody else. All right, so that's it with the housekeeping stuff. There he is, Joel Ehrhart. Tell me this. Are you coming straight from the softball diamond to be on the program, Joel?
I am. My little one had softball practice.
Nice. So. Now, any more coaching, or are we done? Or are we just a regular dad in the stands having a look at it?
Dad in the stands for right now.
Good for you. But you've done it the other way. You've tossed batting practice.
Oh, yeah.
How do you work it all in? How do you work the family in with what looks to me to be a really big job here at Lakewood National?
It's tough. It's definitely tough. Try to find as much time as I can to spend with them. But obviously having 2 golf courses takes a lot of my time. So we managed to make it work.
Well, you do a hell of a job, and I hope people pull you aside and tell you that. I only have to look out my back door to see the fruits of your labor and you and your crew hard at work. The courses are always awesome, just absolutely awesome. And I know there are some long days. What time did your day start today?
Left the house about 3:05 and got to work around 4. Got some stuff finalized for the day, what we're planning on spraying on the fairways this morning. Got everything pulled out and ready to go. And then crews, typically, everybody's there usually around 4:45. We hold our morning meeting, go over what the game plan is for the day, any special things that are going on the golf course, where play's going to be taken off of, and then everybody's out the door about 5 o'clock.
Holy smokes. So I've seen the crew because I'm an early riser myself. I usually wake up at about 3:45. So I'm a slacker by your clock standards. But I see just a massive amount of machinery rolling out from your equipment center right next to the pickleball courts when I go to the gym. How many people are on staff?
Counting all the assistants and mechanics, and we have a few people that take care of the common grounds. We take care of all the Bermuda grass inside the common areas, all the way out to 70. We're right around 43 guys.
43. Okay, that seems like a lot, but when you look at the acreage, the total acreage that you're dealing with, how big is it?
Roughly 230 acres total.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Well, a job well done. And I can tell that you take pride in your work, and they certainly do, because we just see the results in the quality of the grass time and time again. A lot of people, Joel, end up living the dream. They end up working a job that maybe they dreamed about. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. I'm just wondering about you. Did you always see yourself in the role that you're in as a superintendent now?
I started working on a golf course when I was 15. Working there in the summers. My grandfather was a member there, so he kind of got me in the door, and I was out breaking bunkers, weed eating, doing all the grunt work. And I kind of knew from early on that's what I wanted to do. As watching the '94 U.S. Open at Oakmont with my grandfather, I was like, that's my calling. Like, the detail that was going into that event really grabbed my attention and kind of steered me that way.
So you were born and raised partially in Pittsburgh, PA. You're referring to Oakmont, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then you moved to Florida. Where did the family settle?
So my grandfather early retired. So my mom, we all followed him down here. He retired in Venice and played golf pretty much every day.
So speaking of Oakmont, we just saw what it is, and a lot has changed. All right. We saw that back, the second version of it when Dustin Johnson won. Was that 2017?
16, I think.
2016. Tree removal. Look substantially different than the course that you were looking at. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's a place like that. You got so many vistas now that those trees are gone. It just changed the entire golf course. I mean, it made it that much better.
When I look at a golf course, I always start with the greens. And if the greens are good, I'll overlook a lot of stuff. And our greens are great. When you look at a golf course, what's the first thing you look at?
Personally, the shop. I mean, that's where it all starts. You got to keep a clean shop. That's where it starts. So every morning we try to keep everything organized. Everybody knows where their equipment's at, where they're going. End of the day, we have our cleanup tasks that we take care of. Fridays we do a deep clean on all the equipment. I mean, if you start at your shop and everything is detailed and everything looks good there, it's just going to translate onto the golf course.
That sounds like what a carpenter would say. A carpenter takes good care of his tools, make sure they're always sharp, make sure they're always clean. Or are we saying about the same thing here?
Yeah, pretty much.
And do the employees, do they have to be told that, or are they just eventually they take a sense of ownership for whatever equipment they're responsible for?
Well, they may not be on the same piece of equipment every day, so they're responsible for whatever they're assigned for that day. We use a digital log board that our job board's all digital, so it keeps track of everything, so we know who had what, how many hours were on it that day, and then it's our job to go back and make sure everything's getting done at the end of the day. But as for our normal stuff, like detailing the shop out, they all know Fridays that's what's going to happen when they get done in the morning before they go home.
I like a clean place, and if I'm using something that somebody else has to use, I would feel like a heel if I didn't maintain it properly and turn it over properly. Is that kind of the esprit de corps among your crew? Okay,
absolutely.
So somebody
they get on each other if they get on each other.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear. Is like then they start policing each other and they take pride and stuff, and then you don't have to go telling them that. So tell me about your golf game. How much are you playing, and how good are you?
Not playing as much as I used to. But my daughter's knee deep in travel softball, so that takes up pretty much every ounce of free time we have. I carry an 11. I used to be a little bit better, but not playing near as much.
Well, tell me this: when it's time to play, when you have the green light, are you playing at Lakewood National Golf Club, or do you like to get off campus? You need a little break from what you're in the thick of at all times.
I love playing my own golf course just so I can get out there and kind of see it from a golfer's perspective. I try to get out and walk the golf course at least once a week behind the crew, just to kind of see it from a different perspective, because you're never going to see everything from a golf cart.
Yeah, it's cool because then you have the eyes on it, and like when you have to tell them to do something, you've seen it, right? And so they know you've seen it, and well, you're the boss, so they got to do what you say. But it comes from a place where I've seen it and I want it this way. Is that how it unfolds, or do you have other lieutenants that you can delegate some of that to?
So we have a punch list that we create, and we'll go through every week and have a priority list of where that sits. I ask my assistants to update with what they're seeing, so I can see that they're seeing the same things that I'm seeing. And then we go through every Thursday and we kind of take a look at what did we accomplish this week, what needs to get moved up on the priority list, and so on and so forth.
Joel Ehrhart, Superintendent of Lakewood National Golf Club, is our guest here on Party Time, brought to you by the Golf Real Estate Pros of Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro from suncoastdreams.com. If your dream is to live on a golf course like Lakewood National Golf Club, Piper or Commander, Gene and Vince can get you all taken care of. And if you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course and you're tired of beer, try Party. For golfers, by golfers, and Paradise Craft Distributors is the exclusive distributor of Party across the state of Florida. Are you ever away from your job, Joel, or are you taking the long ride back? Well, where do you live now? Now?
Northport.
And for those that are not familiar with the geography on the Suncoast, how far away is that from Lakewood National Golf Club?
In the mornings, it's about 40 minutes. In the afternoons, it's anywhere from 50 to an hour.
Yeah. Okay. So can you leave the job on the job, or it's always on your mind?
Always thinking about it. Always.
I thought so. Yeah.
And it's probably if most superintendents are always thinking about it, the real good ones, they don't ever walk away from it. It's always in the back of their mind, no matter what they're doing. My wife could be talking to me and I literally have no idea what she's saying because I'm thinking about what are we doing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine, like, depending on the weather, whether it's good or bad, that just exacerbates all that thinking that you're doing constantly.
Constantly contradicting what we're thinking, because what's going to happen with the weather, you never know. So it's always trying to stay one step ahead of that as best we can.
Help me with something, Joel. I know we put a lot of water on the golf course when it's necessary, but there's nothing quite like Mother Nature. Can you, in layman's terms, explain like how natural rain is better than what's irrigated from the ground?
It's clean. I mean, we're 100% reclaim at Lakewood National. Our water is very high in bicarbonates and sodium, chlorine as well, magnesium. So there's a lot of stuff that they use to treat the water to get it to be recycled. And you get that rainwater, it just doesn't have any of those things in there. It helps flush the plant out, clean the sodium that's built up in the profile. And it's just, I mean, there's nothing like it.
The grass knows is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can see it the next morning. It's just like breathing.
Right. Now with all the chemicals that are there to make it suitable to put on the grass, do you have to further do any other treatments to it, or it's all ready to go and you're just pumping it through the lines?
So we do some treatments to our irrigation water before it goes out onto the field. We treat with an acid product, a sulfuric acid product, to lower the pH. Our reclaimed water is very high, so we like that be around 6.5 to 6.9 is ideal for us. So we have to treat the water in order to get it there especially during times where we're not getting rain.
Got it. Speed of the greens. Do we stimp them here at Lakewood National?
We do. So we incorporated a tool that the USGA dropped about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, called the GS3 ball. We use that every day. And we don't necessarily look at the speed as much as we used to, because there's a category for smoothness and trueness. So those are measuring the movement of the ball up and down and side to side. So a smoother putt, truer putt, you're going to make more putts. Speed is kind of irrelevant when you think of it in those terms.
But everybody talks about speed. So you just broke news to me, and now I feel like a dummy. But I knew this was going to happen because I told you I think I know some things. And I know I don't know some things. So is the stimp meter basically gone?
No, we still use the ball is rolled with the stemp meter, so it's the same thing. It's just it's a digital ball. All the information's uploaded to a cloud, so we can monitor day to day and track everything. All right, maybe we don't need a top dress this week. Our smoothness and trueness numbers are great. Our speed's great. Maybe we can skip a top dress this week. So it's really allowing us to kind of fine tune our cultural practices to provide consistent conditions on a daily basis.
Right. Everybody wants fast, but everybody wants smooth too. Because if it's fast and bumpy, it's hard to make putts. Typically, what is an average day? What would you say the greens?
In season, we're anywhere between 12 to 13 and a half on a daily basis.
That's fast because tour average is 11 and a half. Is that your decision to do that? Is it a golf committee? How do you decide?
A lot of people don't understand in the wintertime, green speeds aren't really dictated by what we do. It's a lot of it's weather. So when that plant gets cold, it's going to get tight. It's going to slow down the growth. I mean, there'll be days where we measure yield every day as well. So we know how much grass we're pulling off the greens and kind of decide if we're going to mow today, or we're going to double cut today, we're going to roll. So those all factor in. Personally, our baseline's 12 because we see the best trueness and smoothness numbers with that 12 being the speed.
Oh, okay. I think I got it. Now, do greens? So you talk about wintertime; they slow up as the day goes on. But in certain conditions, if it's windy and really sunny, do they get faster as the day goes on?
They do. When we host the corn fair, we take morning and PM, AM and PM readings, so we can kind of determine what our plan is in the afternoons once play goes through, what we need to do to maintain that speed at the same as it was the day before. Okay,
and how much of a difference did you find some differences between morning and afternoon play?
Yeah, I mean, humidity plays a big part in that as well. So we were typically losing about 3 inches a day in April, but the plant's really starting to grow in April. So there's a lot of variables there that we wouldn't necessarily see during season.
What kind of grass do we have? I know people just say Bermuda in general, but there are different strains of Bermuda. What are we playing on here at Lakewood National?
So the greens are Tiff Eagle, which is pretty standard. It's a favorite amongst superintendents. It's a very reliable grass. Tiff Grand around the collars and approaches on the Commander. And then we have a Tiff Grand collar on the Piper. And then from Tee, Fairway, and Rough, we have Celebration.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot going on there. I didn't know. That's why I asked it. Now, Bermuda, growing up in the north and everything, we didn't have grain up there. And if you live down here, you better know how to read the grain on the greens and everything. And you better have an idea of how sticky Bermuda is. In the end, maybe that's a discussion for another time. But the way we treat, like as just everyday players, the way we clean up after ourselves, try and leave the course in as good a shape as we found it, is a little bit different. I wonder from a superintendent's eye what you see. Filling in divots with sand instead of replacing them with the sod. Why do we do that?
So Bermuda grass doesn't grow like your northern grass. Bermuda grass does not grow from a seed. It's a hybrid, so it's sterile. The seeds will not propagate. So Bermuda grass grows from rhizomes and stolons, which are underground shoots and stems. So that plant actually grows laterally versus vertically.
Okay, so by putting the sand in, what are we accomplishing by that if we're not, because there's no seed in the sand?
It's going to level out the playing surface, but it's also protecting those rhizome stolons and the crowns of all the new plants that are going to be emerging.
Got it. So
if we were to put a divot down, a Bermuda grass divot on top of it, it's not going to have time to tack down like it would up north. We're going to mow that off the very next time we mow.
Right. And then we're going to have dents in there. But by covering the divot with sand, we're not going to have the dent. And eventually the grasses are going to, like, correct. Are you looking at the screen? Like my fingers are kind of growing in?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing there. Tell me this. If you're away from the golf cart and you don't have sand that's on the golf cart, the colored sand, is it okay to reach in a bunker and just put some of that sand, or is that a violation?
I mean, sand's better than no. Some sand's better than no sand. However, there are different particle sizes. Like the bunker sand's a angular sand, so it's going to hold moisture differently than the divot mix we use in the fairways, which is an 80% sand and 20% compost.
Oh, okay. Now, is there just a monstrous bucket of the stuff in the shed?
We have
shop, as you call it.
We have a lot of sand at the shop. Lots of different types of sand. We have top dressing sand, bunker sand, cart path material, divot mix, various top dressings, different types of top dressing sand, depending on the time of year.
Got it. Fixing of ball marks. I always fix mine. I've fixed some others. It kind of drives me crazy that somebody would leave a ball mark there. And not that I see a lot of them, but I just think that's a violation because I was raised with the etiquette of the game. Replace your divots, or down here, we fill them in with sand. Fix your ball mark, then go about things. Leave the course in better shape than you found it, or as good. But the grass is a little bit tougher here. Like, what is the proper way to fix a ball mark? I know it's not digging it in and lifting up. How would you describe it?
It's more of an inward motion. So you're trying to push that outer edge into the center of your ball mark. So think of it as working from the outside in.
Okay. So dig that tee or your divot tool fixer, and it's more of a push than it's a lift.
Yes, correct.
So you're just trying, like, there's
we don't want to pull. We don't want to pull up because it's going to shear the roots from the plant. So the goal is to kind of get everything mended back as best we can, and then tap it down with your putter. Got
it. Tell me this: can we legitimately fix a ball mark by just kind of banging it in with our putter, not just tapping it down, but kind of like working it in? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe using the heel of the putter or the toe. Is that good enough?
You can. It's not going to heal great. It's going to take a little bit longer to heal.
All right. So maybe that's the pre-prep, but get the tee in the ground, get the divot tool, and get to work. All right, let's talk about greens and what it takes to keep them healthy. In a place like here, and I've worked at other places where there's certain demands based on the amount of play, revenue machines, or whatever. And typically, why don't you tell me the contrast? Like at a private course where all the bills are paid and you treat the course properly, how many times a year are you looking to aerate?
So previously at a private club I was at, we had 36 holes. We would shut down one golf course every other Monday. So it'd be shut down all Monday long, and we would take care of our top dressing, our aerifying, our verticutting, all the bulk fertilizer apps we would put out. We would time them to be on one of those closed Mondays, so we weren't taking away from another day.
Okay. All right. But you had the advantage that you had the other things, so you could, it wasn't like the members were out of luck for a while.
No.
But if you had just one course and like you had to do it properly, are you doing like full aeration with the big plugs 3 or 4 times a year?
Definitely 3 times is ideal in the summertime. Okay. A lot of times we'll incorporate multiple aerifications during a closure. So we'll only be closed twice, but like, for example, the Commander just opened up last week. We airified those greens 3 times in 4 weeks.
Wow. Okay. I want to get into the bigger aerification where they're the bigger holes, but sometimes during the season, I just see these little holes. It almost looks like nails were put down in there. My guess, there's some kind of aeration going on, but it's just a little bit that's needed, but a little bit's better than nothing at all. What's going on there? Help me out.
So that is aerification. It's a solid tine aerification. It's what we refer to as a pencil tine. It's no bigger than a pencil. So we'll go out and we'll do that. We'll mow, aerify, roll, and it's very little disruption in daily play. It's hardly even noticed. So it's something that we do to relieve some compaction, allow some air down into the soil. Air and water exchange is huge, especially in the winter months. With the amount of play we get, it's tough getting anything done. So we take advantage of that tool about every other week.
Right. Okay. So it's just a little something, but a little bit means a lot. It's better than doing nothing. And I
Absolutely.
understand it's difficult because the demand is so high here. Verticutting, is that where we see it almost looks like little grooves in
Correct.
the green? And
Correct.
what's going on there? What's the purpose?
So what that's doing is getting down into the canopy and removing some of that excess material, which we refer to as thatch. It's gonna mow vertically versus cutting the tips of the leaf blade off. It's actually going down in, cutting those little rhizomes and stolons, and opening up that canopy for new growth to come through as well. Allows us to get some sand down in there, kind of create a little bit more air movement inside the plant as well.
Got it. And getting sand down in there, why do we want to do that?
It's going to help eliminate thatch, as well as provide smooth surfaces.
Got it. Bunker care. Sand Pro, the thing you drive in there versus hand raking, which is better?
It all depends on the property. I mean, I've done it both ways. Currently, we mix it up a little bit depending on what's going on. Like if we've had a big heavy rainstorm, we'll get out and we'll put the Sand Pros in them just to soften them back up because they will get compacted with that much rain. But for the most part, we hand rake daily. I prefer that just because we're not going to be moving sand anywhere. Like the sand's going to stay consistent from a day-to-day basis. We'll maybe get a little bit of buildup on the edges from the guys raking the edges, but for the most part, it keeps it more manageable for us in the long run.
I've always found that courses that do more hand raking than Sand Pro, that the sand is of better quality. It's fluffier. It's not as compacted. It doesn't become hard panny. If there's too much Sand Pro, is that kind of the result? What you'll
see some of that sometimes. Yeah. A lot of the time you'll also see waves in the bunkers where the machine's going a little too fast and the rake's actually hopping and creates like little mounds in the bunker.
Yeah.
So that's something that if you don't catch that early, it becomes a big problem and you're going to be spending a lot of time fixing them. So why start is kind of how I look at it. Let's stay ahead of it from the start.
I'm with you on that one. Cutting pins. Is there science behind it? Who does it? And who decides where it's going to be cut, the whole location?
So we have about 5 guys that I trust cutting cups on the golf course. They go through pretty extensive training on where they can be and can't be. We have a daily rotation. We have a map that we've created that we log into our pin system every day with Visage. It's kind of broken down into quadrants, so that way they're not always getting the same pins when they're playing. That's on a calendar that the guys will refer to every morning before they head out. But for the most part, we have about 4 to 5 guys that cut pins for us out at Lakewood.
Okay, so this is a skill. I mean, it's all a skill, but this is a particular skill. Like
it's an art. It's an art.
Walk me through that. I want to know.
So it's determining where you can go is tough. I mean, especially you got to think a lot of my guys on our staff don't play golf. So teaching them what a pinnable area is versus what's not a challenge in itself. But just the detail that goes into a cup, I've always stressed to the guys, that's the most important job on the golf course, in my opinion, because every single player is going to see that cup. They may not see the bunker that you missed raking that day, or they may not see the clippings that you didn't blow off, but they're going to reach their hand in the bottom of the cup at the end of each hole.
I once caddied for a guy, and he was studying every hole, and I finally figured it out. I'm like, did you cut cups? And he said, oh, yes. I'm like, how are these? He's like, it wasn't Lakewood National Golf Club. He's like, they're pretty good. I would have preferred a sharper blade on the cutter. How important is that? Can you help me understand what he was saying?
We sharpen our blades probably 3 times a week. During growing season, it could even be 4 to 5, depending on how vigorous the plant's growing.
You mentioned where pins can and can't be. Is there really any rule in golf about what's an illegal pin? I've heard different versions, and that it's bullshit to say you can put a pin anywhere.
There's not. I mean, the rule of thumb we use is if we're going to be slowing up play, we're going to hear about it. So let's try not to. So we try to keep everything at less than a 3% slope. And we also if green speeds are a little bit slower, we can get away with more slope. But with the way we keep our greens, we try to keep everything below 3%.
it is a joke at some places, like when the pins seem like impossible to get to and putt to, that the superintendent, whoever cut the hole, is having a bad day and is trying to get even with someone.
We
is that
hear that
BS?
often.
Okay. All right. I hear that too. Nobody's ever fessed up and said, "Yeah, I did it because I was really mad at the general manager." But I just thought I'd ask the question in good fun. Corn Ferry Tour. I love it. I think most of the neighbors do. I know some people are just like, yeah, why do we have to give up a course? I mean, we have 2 courses. Come on. I think it's such a good time. What are your thoughts about it? Do you enjoy it?
I love it. I mean, it's allowed me to bring in some help talent wise to guys that want to have that experience.
And with the pros, if they don't like something, they're going to let you know. But like across the board, they all said it's fantastic and a lot better than some of the other players, other places they play. Tell me this, Joel. Be honest. Is your lawn as nice as the grass at Lakewood National?
Yes.
Oh, good for you. Okay. Now, why is that?
I have a Bermuda lawn, so I bring it home with me no matter what.
Okay. So, I mean, you're a grass guy. The reason I ask is because sometimes when people work in a specific industry, like I'll say people that own restaurants, and you think, you're going to go to their house and they're going to make it real nice there. No, you're not. You're going out to eat. Yep. They cook all day. They want nothing to do with it. That's why.
I mean, I do cheat a little bit. I have an autonomous mower that mows the yard, so I do cheat a little bit.
That's fine. As long as it looks good, and you're just like, hey man, I want my lawn looking great. Good on you. The fraternity that is golf course superintendents. You guys, I'm sure you'd like to buff your chest out and say mine's better than yours, this and that. But the reality is, you guys really help each other out, right?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, I'm in multiple group chats on my phone I got some that have 15 guys in it that are all superintendents, and we're all bouncing ideas off each other, sending each other pictures. What do you think about this? How does this look? What do I need to do here? We all work together. We all try to help each other out, whether it be borrowing equipment. Just what are you seeing on your golf course? Are you getting any disease right now? I think I'm getting this. It's a big brotherhood for sure.
Yeah, got it. Sounds like the boating community. Like if a boater was in need, you throw them a line. If you need something, you let them have what they have. Help me out with some. I don't see it here, but I do see it at other places. Sometimes it looks like a little different grass is growing into greens. I refer to that as creep. I don't know if that is the proper word, but what is going on?
So it's encroachment. So what you're seeing is the collar grass, which is not usually the same type of turf that you'll see on a putting surface. It just eventually starts to creep in. So the greens will actually shrink over time because the collar is going to overtake them, just because it's going to be growing at a different rate than you'd see on a green.
Is there anything you can do about that, or it just is what it is? It's just going to get smaller.
I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it as maybe every couple of years we go out and we sod cut the perimeters back out and just resod them, because it's never going to stop the way Bermuda grass grows. And some guys are all about edging greens. The way Bermuda grass grows, if you cut that rhizome, you're now creating 2 plants. It's going to grow from that because it grows from sprigs.
Oh.
So,
do we have a hitch? Not that I've seen it, but can grass hitchhike on the bottom of shoes from course to course and create problems?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And your advice would be clean your shoes when you're done, so it doesn't happen.
I mean, it would take a perfect environment for that plant to really do well and establish itself, which would be highly unlikely, but it is possible.
Okay. Joel Ehrhart, superintendent at Lakewood National Golf Club, 2 golf courses, the Piper course and Commander course, is our guest here on Party Time. My Golf Story, brought to you by the Golf Real Estate Pros of Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro, suncoastdreams.com. And big thanks to Party Drinks, the title sponsor. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try a Party. Tell me this, Joel. We're getting near the end here. In your opinion, what's the best thing that we can do as an everyday golfer to leave the course in better shape? How can we do our part and make your life easier?
I mean, just the basic golf etiquette stuff is fixing your ball marks, repairing your divots, raking your bunkers. Something that often gets forgot about is knocking your shoes off when you're getting out of a bunker, especially like getting onto a green. I mean, people don't realize that sand builds up and it's going to create issues over time.
Oh, yeah. Be a pro. Like, knock it back in. Hold those feet over the bunker and tap it with your sand wedge, and then you'll look like a pro. Well, listen, man, you've been a pro. I appreciate you taking the time. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time. I appreciate all you do here, and just let's keep the party going, and maybe someday we can play 9 holes or come on by my house and
let's do it.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, Joel, just keep up that great work. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Joel Ehrhart has been our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story, Superintendent at Lakewood National Golf Club. For Joel Ehrhart and everybody at Party Drinks and the Golf Real Estate Pros of Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro, suncoaststreams.com. I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see you again next time on Party Time, My Golf Story.
You've been listening to It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers, and the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoaststreams.com or call 941-220-4000.